When working on roofs in Revit, if you have a flat roof, similar to this roof, you really don't want to have a roof that's completely flat because you want the water to slope somewhere. I've kind of illustrated down here of how you would do that, and there are many different ways to do that, and part of it actually has to do with the direction you want roof to slope. So we're looking at this top roof. When you click on the roof, there's a button that says Modify Subelements. And for example, this roof up here, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a split line across on this same line. And then what we want to do is I'm going to hold the Control key and grab these two lines here, and we're going to move that up to 3 inches. I'm just going to verify that these points got moved up too. Yeah, so what that basically does is the roof is just slightly sloped to either side, which is nice to remove the water. What I've done in the roof construction is, this is a 1 foot thickness roof, and what I did was I split it into 3 layers. So we have the structure, which is 6 inches, which could be a metal decking with poured concrete, or I'm not really getting too specific, but at least there's enough space to understand that there's structure there, and then rigid insulation. And then I've selected the variable button on the rigid insulation. And so the actual thicknesses of these elements could vary, but the top layer, which is typically rigid insulation, you want that to slope. You can there's a lot of companies that sell rigid insulation in a slope pattern so that you don't have to do it on site. For this bottom roof, the other way we could do it is we could create some center points, and we could slope the water to those center points and have a drain that drains internally. So I'm just going to select multiple of these using the control, holding down the Control key. Type in -3 inches. We probably need one more right here. And so if you want the lines around the exterior of your building to be the same, this is another way to do it. There's obviously complications in sloping the roof internally because you have to get rid of that water somehow, and you're also bringing cold water inside your building, which there could be a potential of freezing. But if you're in a hotter climate, that's definitely a good way to do it. The other way of doing it is you could increase the height of the walls around the roof. And so I'm just going to reset this bottom roof here. So I'm just going to hide this. We're going to bring these exterior, and I just used HH to hide there. So we're just going to bring these exterior elements up maybe to 10 feet. So I do that again. Go up a little bit higher, 11 feet. So by doing that, you can see, I'm just going to hit the join button here. You can see that the roof is a little bit higher. And then what you would do is similar to this condition or this condition up here, is slope it to the exterior. But what I'll do is I'll grab a scupper element. I'll be back in one. So I've just searched for scupper on Revit City, and there's a bunch of different ones in here. I think this one's probably the easiest one to understand. So I'm just going to download it. Opening up this now. Load it in here. Go back to this view. So it looks like something like that. And you'd use that to funnel the water away. You'd want to strategically place these. Around the building in an appropriate way, and then you would, when you go to slope the roof, one thing I'm going to do is can delete these exterior lines here. Just going to select the wall button. I'm going to re-grab these walls. Turn off define slope. And then use the fillet command to fix them up. And I'm just going to switch them on the interior. Not sure why these are the little corners there, but anyways, that's the idea behind the scupper there. And then when we go to slope the roof, we just want to pick a point right around here, and then wherever we put the scuppers, that would be a low point, and then everything else in between would be a high point. So we're going to add a couple elements in the middle here. So we don't want to select this. We'll make everything else up 3 inches. And then you see in here where there's a straight line across, we probably want to add a point in the middle and move that up just a little bit so that the water would direct either way. You can even move it up 1 inch. That way the water slopes. You can kind of see how the roof goes up and down in there. So that's one way to slope a flat roof. It's I guess a little bit technical, but for those that are need a bit of a challenge in their project and want to advance their modeling skills a little bit more, I think sloping roofs is a great way to make your buildings a little bit more real. And you basically put a scupper again where everywhere there needs to be one. Just have to adjust the height to. And anyways, that's the idea behind sloping a roof, or a flat roof.